Over the years, gymnastics routines have become very formulaic and even predictable. Most gymnasts perform the same range of skills, and the code of points doesn't exactly promote diversity and originality. Whether it doesn't fit the composition properly, the actual reward is pretty much non-existent, or the likelihood of large deductions is high, the reasons for the lack of variety are diverse. In this video, we'll take a look at 12 uneven bars skills no one performs in 2024. The Jentsch mount consists of a round-off in front of the low bar, followed by a salto backward in a tucked position over the bar to hang. It's rated D and carries the name of former East German athlete Martina Jentsch, who submitted it in 1987. Throughout the history of the sport, mounts like these were never super common, but they have pretty much gone extinct since the 80s. In modern gymnastics, athletes simply hop on the bar, not taking any risks. There's also no incentive from the code of points to perform them, so don't expect to see these cool mounts make a return anytime soon. On a side note, the springboard must be removed by the coach right away to avoid any injuries. In a similar situation is the front tuck mount, which also hasn't been performed in decades. It starts with the gymnast facing the high bar and consists of a salto forward in a tucked position to hang. It only carries a C rating, which is considered fairly easy for elite standards these days. And, unlike the dismount, the mount does not have to be among the 8 counting skills, so there's really no reason to train such a skill. This mount can also be prone to a dead hang deduction if the catch angle is not precise enough to allow a smooth transition to something like a cast to handstand. The Kim is one of the most jaw-dropping uneven bar releases in the table of elements. It was submitted at the 1989 World Championships by North Korea's Kim Kwang-suk, who performed it in combination, which is even more impressive. It begins with the gymnast facing outward on the high bar and consists of a swing forward, followed by a counter salto forward in a straddled position to catch the bar in reverse grip. Although it carries an F rating, and it's exempt from the empty swing deduction, we haven't seen the Kim performed often since the 90s, as most athletes gravitate toward Jaeger and Kachev type releases. The strong is a skill we haven't seen in elite gymnastics in almost 30 years. It's described as a swing forward with 1.5 twists and flight over the low bar to hang, and was created by Canada's Laurie Strong. It carries an E rating, however, because it's practically impossible to link it to another element on the low bar, this transition wouldn't fit most compositions nowadays, since gymnasts rely heavily on connecting skills to boost their start value. The Comaneci release, named after former Soviet gymnast Nadia Comaneci, was first competed in 1975 and officially added to the code of points at the 1976 Montreal Games. From front support on the high bar, it consists of a cast with salto forward in a straddled position to hang. It's rated E, however, it falls into the same category as the strong, since it's nearly impossible to link it to another move. It can also be difficult to generate the proper amplitude, which is something judges always look for in release skills. The Ma consists of a hacked with a full twist to a salto backward from a clear hip circle on the high bar. This F-rated skill was created by China's Ma Yanhong, and it's one of the most distinctive and unique dismounts in the rulebook of the discipline. Although it has a high start value, we likely won't see it in the near future due to its intricacy. Nevertheless, finishing with the ma would be a nice break from the double somersaults we so often see, like the double layout or the full in, and would make any bar routine stand out from the rest of the field. The Zgoba consists of a clear pike circle backward on the low bar with hecht flight to hang on the high bar. It was submitted by Ukraine's Daria Zgoba and favors the most flexible gymnasts since it has an in-bar route. It only carries a C rating, which is obviously not very encouraging, and would only work well in modern compositions connected to a small group of skills, like a bail. But even in that scenario, the athlete would not receive any bonus given its low rating. So, don't expect to see it in competition anytime soon. The Mo Salto is considered one of the most technically demanding and gut-wrenching releases in the Code of Points. It consists of a salto forward in a tucked position over the high bar to hang, and it's valued at G, making it one of the highest rated elements on this apparatus. It was submitted by China's Mo Salto in the 90s, but it hasn't been performed in competition for more than a decade. Although it's exempt from the empty swing deduction, the Mo still breaks the flow of the routine, and it's next to impossible to link it to another skill to generate bonus. In addition, it can also be prone to lack of amplitude deductions. The Magaña consists of a triple salto backward in a tucked position and was submitted by Mexican gymnast Brenda Magaña at the 2002 World Championships. It's currently valued at G, but it wouldn't be a reach to say this dismount deserves an upgrade. No female gymnast has performed it in competition in almost 20 years, as it requires a great deal of power and height to complete the 3 flips. There's very little room for under-rotation, over-rotation, or second-guessing, as the outcome can be disastrous. The Delladio is so rare, it doesn't even have a technical drawing in the Code of Points, and we'll only find it in the appendices section. From a handstand on the low bar, this transition consists of a hecht vault to hang on the high bar. It was created by Croatia's Tanja Delladio and carries a C rating. Given the difficult task to link it to another move and its very low rating, no other gymnast has attempted it in competition since 2008. The Shushunova is described as a long swing forward with a half turn, followed by another half turn to counter-straddle over the high bar to hang. In 2013, it was significantly downgraded from G to E, which doesn't help its popularity at all, and generating the necessary amplitude to avoid deductions can be tricky. This release was first performed by Soviet gymnast Yelena Shushunova in 1986. The triple twist dismount is valued at E and consists of a swing forward to a salto backward stretched with 3 full rotations. Twisting dismounts were never super popular, but went completely out of style when the new scoring format was introduced in 2006. As mentioned before, most gymnasts favor double saltos nowadays. The under-rotation of the landing seems to be a common issue for most gymnasts who have tried it, which can lead to the devaluation of the skill. What's your favorite skill off this list?